OpenAI is a former Elon Musk-headed company, and last week the company released a new AI chatbot. And the new artificial intelligence engine has been making headlines as its capabilities are truly mind-blowing. For instance, the ChatGPT robot can solve difficult math problems, write poems about almost anything, or scripts for TV shows, and it can write new lines of code, or more generally, it is able to engage in human-like conversations about a wide range of topics. Now what I've done is I started a conversation with the AI chatbot and I asked it for investment advice, and I can assure you that the results have been absolutely stunning. I asked it 7 questions in total, starting with some very basic questions and then gradually asking more and more nuanced questions that truly challenged the AI's capabilities. So what kind of answers did the AI engine give me? And how do I rate these investment recommendations? This will be the topic of this video. And so without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so let's jump right into it. I started the conversation with the robot with a very light question and pretended to be new to investing. So I asked the OpenAI where someone new to investing should start his educational investing journey. And here's the response that I received. If you're new to investing, a good place to start is by educating yourself about the basics of investing and how it works. There are many resources available online that can help you learn about the different types of investments, how to evaluate potential investment opportunities, and how to manage your investment portfolio. Some good places to start include the Securities and Exchange Commission's website, which has a lot of useful information and resources for investors, as well as financial news and analysis websites like The Motley Fool and Investopedia. You can also consider talking to a financial advisor or taking a course on investing to learn more. It's important to do your own research and understand the risks and potential rewards of any investment before you decide to put your money into it. So what do I, as someone who's been trying to master the art of investing for many years, think of this response? Quite frankly, I think the response is quite amazing. I probably agree with almost all of the recommendations. It's important to understand that ultimately only you are responsible for your own finances and your financial successes and failures. The SEC, so the Securities and Exchange Commission, provides some of the most reliable resources that are available online, and many filings are even provided by the businesses themselves, including their financial statements. And Investopedia too is a great resource to look up investing terms that you will inevitably encounter when you're trying to fight your way through the investing jargon jungle. When it comes to the Motley Fool's content, however, which the AI also recommended, I'd be a bit more cautious, as I consider most of their content more, clickbaity. It's a profit-oriented media business, and many articles actually recommend individual stocks, of which many might not perform as well as promised in these articles. And I'm generally a bit skeptical when it comes to stock recommendation services. And I think if you want to ultimately succeed in investing, like the AI engine said, only you yourself have the ability to determine whether you are looking at an attractive investment or not. Alright, then next I asked the AI-powered robot what could be considered the best investing approach for beginner investors. And again, the AI-generated response positively surprised me. This time I'm not going to read out the entire AI response to you. Feel free to pause the video to read it in its entirety yourself. But basically everything the AI chatbot said was spot on. First and foremost, I want to highlight that indeed there is no one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to investing. Just like there's not the perfect diet that works for everyone, and just like you have to find the best diet that best suits your body and your needs, you will need to follow an investment strategy that is best aligned with your personality, your goals, your time horizon, and of course also your risk tolerance. The second aspect highlighted by the OpenAI chatbot is diversification, which again is a good recommendation. However, personally, I'm not a big fan of putting a significant amount of money into assets that are known to yield fairly low returns, like bonds, for example, especially if you are a young investor with a very long time horizon. So I would say this is the first time that I would slightly disagree with the AI generated response. Having a long-term focus is actually the next piece of advice by the AI robot, which again is spot on. If you're not willing to leave your money untouched for multiple years, and if you are unable to deal with short-term volatility, you really shouldn't be invested in the stock market and also in most other asset classes as well, of course. Now, before I move on, I want to know what you think. What are your thoughts on the chatbots responses so far? Do you think they are as mind-blowing as I think, or are the answers maybe a little too generic and vague for your taste? Okay, my follow-up question was then whether the artificial intelligence could actually recommend certain books that I should read in order to learn more about the just mentioned long-term investing approach. Personally, I've read my fair share of investing and personal finance books, so I think I can do a fairly good job assessing the quality of the book recommendations. And again, I'll just show you the entire response on the screen right now, and feel free to pause the video to read it yourself. I've actually read 4 of the 5 recommended books myself, the only one I haven't read being A Random Walk Down Wall Street. But all of the other book recommendations are definitely solid. Personally, I know that The Intelligent Investor is of course a classic, but I think it's a bit of a dry read. The book itself is, obviously very old, so you cannot really relate to the examples that are provided in the book. And I would say that generally the writing style of Benjamin Graham is a little tough to read. So if you read this book as a fairly new investor, I think there's actually the risk that it might discourage you to learn more about the discipline of investing. I think you can definitely learn the 2 to 3 key lessons from that book by reading newer books that are written in a better, easier to digest writing style and that make use of modern day examples that you can actually relate to. But again, the other books are an excellent start to dive into the world of investing and become educated about long-term investing strategies. And the AI even provides a brief and, in my opinion, accurate summary of what each of the books is actually about. So let's say I particularly like the Warren Buffett Way book, which is a great place to start familiarizing yourself with Buffett's timeless investing approach. So my next question for the AI engine was what characterized Warren Buffett as an investor? And the OpenAI Chatbot then actually came up with a list of different criteria, and I have no doubt in my mind that Warren Buffett himself would probably agree with, maybe 90% of what the AI bot said. But again, I think those recommendations are also well-known investing principles, and I wanted to push the AI engine a little farther to give me more concrete recommendations. And so I asked it to name the 5 most important criteria that I need to determine whether a stock might actually represent a good investing opportunity. And to my surprise, the answer actually stresses some of the key pillars of Warren Buffett's investment approach, such as a focus on a company's competitive advantages, its management team, and financial health. At the same time, you have to make sure that you pay the right price, because ultimately you can invest in the best business in the world that is run by world-class management, but still end up with a poor investing result if you overpaid for the business that possesses these superb characteristics. However, with regard to some aspects, I also think the AI is a little off the mark here. If we zoom in on the 5th criterion here, for example, I don't think Buffett would actually approve of everything that is said in that paragraph. We do know that Buffett is incredibly focused on the earnings a company provides. But more specifically, Buffett uses his very own metric, which he calls owner earnings, which is strictly speaking, more of a cash flow metric than an earnings-based metric that is solely based on a company's income statement. Also, I would argue that a company's dividend plays almost no role in Buffett's valuation process. In fact, the video that I will publish probably next week, will highlight why Buffett actually thinks the ideal stock, the ideal business does not pay a dividend, just like his own business empire, Berkshire Hathaway, never paid a dividend. So if you don't want to miss out on this upcoming video, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Another aspect that I will highlight here is that Buffett obviously is very well aware of the impact of growth on a company's valuation. At the same time, Buffett is actually known to prefer predictability and slower growth over faster growth that may come with a more uncertain long-term future. So the 4th criterion would probably also be a little too generic for Buffett's taste. But obviously there are also other investors who are more focused on rapid growth and for whom such a strategy might actually work very well. Alright, most of the criteria mentioned here are actually of qualitative nature. So my follow-up question was to recommend metrics that investors can use to actually measure the criteria that the OpenAI just provided. And once again, personally, I think considering that you are actually talking to a robot, a computer, about a fairly niche topic, the answer is pretty impressive and yeah, mind-blowing. Feel free to pause the video and take a look at the individual points yourself. But then again, I would argue that there are some minor flaws in that response nonetheless. For instance, I would argue that the dividend yield on its own is by no means a good valuation metric. The same is true for the price to book ratio, which doesn't tell you anything about the true intrinsic value of a stock, of a business. I actually explain this very idea in this video right here. And similarly, to measure a company's financial health, personally, I would place much more emphasis on the, I would call it, steady state earnings or cash flow potential relative to the liabilities of the business that can be found on the balance sheet. Now, finally, to truly test the AI's capabilities, I asked the OpenAI engine to apply these metrics to Meta's stock, to figure out whether the stock currently represents an attractive investment opportunity. And here the limitations of the engine became truly apparent, as the system told me that it cannot actually browse the internet to access current stock data. I'd also think that there are probably some legal restrictions, as obviously stock recommendations can only legally be given by financial advisors. However, future versions of the OpenAI chatbot will likely be able to access real-time data. So will this have a lasting impact on the investing landscape, and will computers eventually replace humans in the world of investing? Well, personally, I don't think so, at least not in the near and medium term. There are already lots of AI-driven investment strategies out there, so-called quant funds. Try to do exactly that, as they try to choose securities solely based on some numerical data that is compiled through quantitative analysis. But fortunately, investing isn't actually that simple. Investing is more art than science, and investors must develop not only a good quantitative understanding of a business, but more importantly, a good qualitative understanding of the company, its risks, and future optionalities. You usually have to follow a company for a longer period of time to truly develop this qualitative understanding. As Pat Dorsey has said, quantitative data is efficiently priced, qualitative insight is not. Now, if you want to learn more about the art of long-term investing and understand why this discipline is actually on the decline and how you can best exploit this trend, you should watch the following video next. Take care.